Hello and welcome to the classes of Mastering Biology. Let's learn biology in an easy way. All right. So we start with the last life process, which is excretion. So let's talk about excretion. What is excretion? When I gave you an introduction about the different life processes, I told you about the terms, the meaning of these terms, the four life processes, which were nutrition, respiration, transportation, and excretion. And I also told you that excretion is not similar to egestion. All right. Why? Because excretion is defined as removal of metabolic waste in the form of nitrogenous waste. All right. But when we say egestion, that is removal of semi-solid waste. All right. So egestion is a part of nutrition, and excretion is a complete life process where all the metabolic waste are ultimately converted into one nitrogenous form and some other salts and extra water, and that is removed by this process of excretion. All right. Now, when I say excretion, we will always correlate this word nitrogenous waste in case of animals. What about plants? Do plants remove waste in the form of nitrogenous waste? All right. Plants do remove waste, but they are generally not in the form of nitrogenous waste. All right. So when I say plants, waste of plants are comparatively simpler. And for that purpose only, there is no need of a well-developed excretory system, as in case of other organisms. Clear? So when I say plants, the main waste which is generated, it is produced either during respiration. The waste produced is carbon dioxide and water. During photosynthesis, the waste which is produced, now you will be surprised to know this is a waste for the plant. This is a byproduct which plant is not utilizing during the day because it itself has ample of it. All right. So extra amount of oxygen after using it for respiration, whatever is left is released out. And the gases, from where do the gases are released? The gases are released through stomata by the process of diffusion. By the process of diffusion, these gases are lost. Water is also lost through stomata only by the process of transpiration. By the process of transpiration. So these are three main wastes which are released by the plant body. Besides these, the plant wastes also include the dead cells. The leaf part was drier, so they have to be shed off. Fruits, they are also shed off. All right, once they ripen, there is accumulation of waste in some fruits. Like, I'm talking about the plants only. So example for plant where solid waste is removed by storing them in the fruit. The example is yam or zamikand, which stores what? It stores crystals of calcium oxalate. All right. And these crystals of calcium oxalate are known as raphides. So solid wastes are removed by plant body in the form of deposition in the fruit, and these are usually the crystals of calcium oxalate, which are known as raphides. So you have to very clearly understand that plant body, for the removal of the waste, do not need any kind of particular excretory system. But in case of animal waste, where it is a nitrogenous waste, a particular excretory system is required, which we will look into detail. So basic idea about plants and animals is this. Now moving to animals, when I say the nitrogenous waste, the nitrogenous wastes are of mainly three types. It is ammonia, then urea and uric acid. Now, ammonia, when it is released by the organisms releasing ammonia as the main nitrogenous waste, they are known as ammonotelic. They are known as ammonotelic. Example, the tadpole of frog, fish, or the aquatic invertebrates you can include. Because production of ammonia will happen, it cannot be accumulated in the body. The moment it is produced, it has to be released. And removal requires a lot of water for ammonia, and ammonia is highly soluble in water. So usually the aquatic organisms will produce ammonia. When I say urea, the organisms which produce urea as the main nitrogenous waste, they are called as ureotelic organisms. They are known as ureotelic organisms. Example of such organisms include man, camel, all right, the mammals, they are all ureotelic. Now, when I say uric acid, these organisms are known as uricotelic organisms. The example here includes birds, reptiles, all right. So uric acid is produced in organisms where they need conservation of water. So in that case, the uric acid is produced and is released as the main nitrogenous waste. So these are three different types of nitrogenous waste: ammonia, urea, and uric acid. The organisms are ammonotelic, ureotelic, and uricotelic. All right. And then the examples. Since removal of ammonia requires a lot of water, so usually the examples will be aquatic organisms. Removal of urea does not require lots of water. It needs some water. Then it can be stored for some time. That is, it is less toxic as compared to ammonia. And so these organisms include man and camel. All right. And ultimately is the uric acid, where the organisms are known as uricotelic organisms. And this nitrogenous waste is mainly produced in organisms which require highly conserved water. Their body needs to conserve a lot of water because of unavailability of the water in the surroundings, or they consume less water from the surroundings. So these are uricotelic. Example is birds and reptiles. All right. So we shall study the human excretory system in the next video.